Dorit. I'm here with Barney here, who hasn't quite settled in yet, but we are here today to practice a balancing flow today. So the reason that I think that balance postures in yoga are so important are not for the Instagram-worthy photos of people standing on their heads or anything like that. As usual, what we're looking to do is calm the mind and find a composure, a balance, an evenness of temper, and I find that practicing balance postures does that. So grab as I like to say, a piece of the floor or your yoga mat. You could be practicing on just any carpeted surface. Just make sure that it's not a big fluffy carpet that you're sinking into. You want to feel like you have something nice and sturdy to stand on. So, meeting in mountain pose with the feet directly underneath our hips, so legs not too wide, underneath your hip bone, so not as wide as we think our hips are. Let's get the animal out of the way, but right underneath your hips. So, taking a moment to just root down through all four corners of the feet and pressing through your big toes, your little toe, the heels, the inner part of your heel, the outer part of the heel. And have your fingers like magnets pull into the earth. As most of you know, if you've been practicing yoga with me or anywhere else until now, mountain pose is the base of all standing postures. So it is important that we begin feeling nice and rooted. So we press through all four corners of the feet. Take the shoulders away from the ears, because most of us are walking around with our shoulders, wearing them like earrings. So relax your shoulders away from the ears, even if that means doing just a couple of shoulder rolls. And starting from a place of equanimity, of calm. Let's take 3 conscious breaths together, and as we inhale through the nose, inhale fully and completely, and let's all let it go through the mouth. Start to soften the shoulders away from the ears, release any tension in your arms, your fingers. 2 more breaths just like that, breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, letting it all go. Lengthening the spine as you breathe in, get nice and tall, lift your rib cage. And as you exhale, let it go, press through your feet. Feel yourself solidly, firmly grounded in the earth below you. Good. So we start off in mountain pose because we want to start off in this present moment, grounding through both feet. Notice if you're pressing more into one leg than the other, more into one foot than the other. Notice if you're pressing more into your toes or into your heels, and just try and find that place of balance right here as we're standing in mountain pose. Lift your rib cage, make sure that you're not collapsing forward, so you want to be nice and tall, crown of the head pulling up towards the sky. When you're feeling nice and grounded, nice and rooted, sort of an evenness between left and right side of your body, bring the hands to the heart, press the palms in towards each other, and have the strength of your hands pressing in towards each other. Your thumbs might be touching your sternum, your heart space. Have the strength that you feel as you press the palms in towards each other, go through the core. So engage the core, squeeze the navel in and up, so really lifting here. And from here, press through your left foot. So separate the toes on the left foot. This will give you a better foundation as we prepare to take the right foot off the floor. And we'll just lift the right foot up as high as you can and flex the foot that's up in the air. And from here, I'm encouraging you to find a drishti point, which is just a focus point that you're going to stare at, some immovable object. If you're staring at me or at the screen or at anything that moves, the moment that that article moves, you're going to lose your balance as well. So find some immobile object and just sharpen your gaze, sharpen your focus, and come back to your breath. Notice if you can take a calm, even inhale and a calm, even exhale. Lift the knee up as high as you can, flexing the foot that's up in the air. Feel yourself solidly rooting through that left foot. Raise the crown of the head up towards the sky. Feel like you're nice and tall, long spine. Take 1 more breath in, and then slowly as you exhale, you can bring the right foot back down towards the floor. Good. If you need to, shake that out a little. Most people practicing balance postures, especially if you're not used to it, build up a lot of tension. So please don't worry about doing anything right. Just focus on how it feels in your body, and if anything, sharpen your gaze. Get used to being focused on that object, engaging the core, because all of our core postures, all of our balance postures are core postures, and just get used to that unstable feeling and finding your stability in that unstable position, okay? Because that's what it's all about. Let's separate the toes on the right foot, so your foundational foot is nice and wide, and when you're ready, lift the left leg up and off the floor. Now relax the shoulders, press the palms in towards each other. This will once again remind you to engage your core. Balance postures are core postures. Now root through that right foot, pressing through the toes, the heels. Even the arch of your foot will feel alive here. Have the crown of your head pull up towards the sky. Flex the foot that's up in the air, raise the left knee up as high as you can. Good. Stay with your focus point, your drishti point. This is about finding steadiness when the times around us, when our foundation feels unstable. See if you can soften into your breath. A nice even inhale and a nice even exhale. If you can, you're breathing in and out through your nose here, or make this work in your body if you prefer to exhale through the mouth. Make sure you're comfortable here. We want the breathing to assist you, not be a hindrance. One more breath. And as you exhale, let the left foot come back down and meet the right. Back into mountain pose. Take a moment here. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls. Make sure that there's no tension accumulating in the neck. If you're rolling your shoulders up and back, let's just change directions. Remember to make that rotation, that range of motion as large as you can without causing pain, pinching anywhere. Good. And then I like to come back to hands at the heart. This reminds me as I press my palms in towards each other to engage the whole center line, the core of the body, even rooting through both legs before we come into our next posture. We're going to do a standing pigeon posture now, or number 4, seated pigeon. We're going to take the right foot off the floor one more time, so remember to lift the rib cage, get nice and tall. When you're ready, you'll lift the right foot up as high as you can, and this time take your right foot and place it over the left knee. We're going to stay here for a moment. You just want to feel the openness in your hip. Don't worry about how far you're opening. Every body is different. You might be super tight in the hips. When you're ready, we're going to sit the hips back towards the back of the room like you're sitting in a chair. Again, finding your drishti point, flexing the foot that's up in the air, engaging your core, and seeing if you can find that steady breath here. Taking just a few breaths, being kind to ourselves, not speaking meanly to yourself if you fall off balance. Balance is a practice. If you need to touch down with your right foot, you'll just meet us back up in pigeon pose. We'll take one more breath together here, and then you'll lift the right foot up and place it back down onto the floor. Good. When you're ready, ground through that right foot, and we'll do the same pigeon posture on the other side. So engage your core, lift the heart, take the left foot off the floor, and cross the left foot over that right knee. Now notice how one side is different. You might open up more on one side than the other. Typically, most people are like that. When you're ready, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, sit your hips towards the back of the room. Find your drishti point. And we'll be here again for 3 or 4 breaths. Soften your shoulders. Make sure you're not rounding in towards the floor. So lift your heart as if you want to shine the heart space forward and up, lifting in the rib cage, feeling like from the crown of your head down to your tailbone is a nice long line of energy. And then sitting back again. Stay with your drishti point. If you're following me, you'll see that even I lose my balance once in a while. So we got to be nice to each other. Just touch down and come back into your posture. The idea is to just come back to it. One more breath. And slowly lift the leg back up and place it back on the floor. Good. Let's take a big breath in, full breath in, look up if it feels comfortable, and exhale, fold, let it all go, bend your knees, let the head be heavy here. Root to rise, come all the way back up, breathe in, and really let it go, exhale through your mouth here. Just letting go of any tension, let your head be heavy here. Inhale, one more breath up, lift your rib cage, gaze can follow, and exhale, folding. Good, and slowly come all the way back up, reach your fingers out, and up, hands come down the center, and to the heart. Good. We'll practice one more together, just because I love balance postures so much, and I think they are so important to our functional practice. So balance is really important as we all age to make sure that we are preventing falls. And overall, I find the significance of balance, as I said, super important because it helps us to just feel rooted and grounded, even when everything around us feels shaky and uncertain. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the right foot and bring it back behind us for a nice quad stretch. So it's going to look something like this. Take your foot up, bring it towards your glute, and go grab the foot here. And then bring the knee close to the other knee. And then I'm going to encourage you to bring your left arm up. Please modify if you have any shoulder issues. You can just have your arm in a cactus pose like this. We'll demonstrate from the front now. Okay, so your right knee is next to the left knee. You're getting a nice stretch here. Push your right foot into that right hand. So you're going to feel a nice opening in the quad, the right quad, and it's also going to open this right shoulder here. And reach the left fingers up towards the sky. And slowly lean forward just about 10-15 degrees. This is called dancer pose. Keep that right knee close to the left knee. Keep pressing the right foot in towards the left. And take your left arm up towards the sky and even back, bringing your bicep close to your ears. You should feel your two shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. A balanced posture and a nice heart opener. Collarbones spreading wide, shoulder blades squeezing together like they're holding a pencil between them. One more breath. And then slowly coming back to standing, bringing the right foot back down next to the left. Good, let it go. Perhaps there's a little bit of tension in the feet. Remember to always modify, take any stretch that you might need. You might want to make some nice circles with your ankles. Come up onto your tippy toes a couple times, anything that feels good. And last time, we're going to be pressing through that right foot this time. Taking your left foot back behind you, bringing the foot up close to the glute, sweeping the left arm back and reaching. And once you have a hold of that foot, bring the knee close to the other knee. And then reach your arm up towards the sky. Now that we know what we're doing, make sure you're not watching me or the screen. Just engage your core. Lift the rib cage before you go anywhere. And then reach your heart forward. You're probably going to come forward about 10-15 degrees, not very much. Keep pressing that left foot in towards the left hand. Feel the opening in that left shoulder. So your left shoulder blade is coming in towards the spine. Opening in the front here, left collarbone. And then take your right arm up towards the sky. Bring it back towards the back of the room. Right bicep coming close to your ear. Feel both shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. You can lean forward a little more if you'd like. Make sure your left knee stays close to center. One more breath, and then slowly coming all the way back. Good, taking a moment to just let go of any accumulated tensions. We'll bring the hands to the heart. We're gonna sit in a nice chair pose, end our practice in a chair pose. Please make sure your feet are in mountain pose, directly underneath your hips. The outsides of your feet are either parallel to the outsides of your mat or parallel to each other. So for a lot of people, remember that means a bit of an internal rotation in the hips. Hands close to your heart, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, sit your hips all the way back. And we're going to try and avoid looking down and rounding the shoulders. Keep the heart open here, hands close to the heart. Your thumbs might be touching your sternum. Sitting back here, engaging the core. I'm using chair pose as a final balance pose. Notice if all of your weight has gone into your heels, and if so, press through the toes. And take a moment to notice if your shoulders are slumped forward, or if you can open your heart a little bit more. Feel like your collarbones are spreading wide. Really engage both hands, pressing in towards each other. Scoop your belly in and up. Press through the entire foot. See if you can smile here. I haven't forgotten about you. Seeing if we can sit a little bit deeper into this chair. Look down. Please make sure your knees have not gone past your toes. Open your heart. One more breath here. Final smile in our chair pose. And then press through your feet. Circle the arms. Come all the way back up. Inhale. And have the arms come down the center to the heart. Hands fall back down next to your sides. Back into mountain pose. So thank you so much for joining me today for this balance practice. Come back to it as often as you can. And remember, we're not practicing for those photos that we can post on Instagram. We are practicing to feel sturdy, to feel like we are in control, that we are standing firm on our own 2 feet, no matter what the circumstances around us are. Thanks for joining me today. See you back on the mat very soon. Namaste.